Hello guys, this weekend it's Manchester United versus Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium, so let's get into it. Let's cue that intro. Oh no, and welcome back to the Matchday Live, and it's me Dan back again, and this weekend it is Manchester United versus Arsenal. It's going to be a big game. It is the big game this weekend. So the team I've gone for, I think it kind of picks itself. So obviously Højlund, I was going to say Haaland then. Højlund will start up front, I think. I reckon Ten Hag will put him straight in, and on obviously Rashford on the left, Antony on the right, Fernandes in the middle. I reckon it might be Eriksen, but there could be a question mark. It could be McTominay, either Eriksen, but I expect he will pick Eriksen, and then obviously Casemiro, and I think our new loan signing Reguilon will start just because he's a left back more than Dalot, but I wouldn't be surprised if Dalot gets picked over Reguilon, but. I reckon Reguilon will go straight in, and then obviously Martinez, Lindelof, and Wan-Bissaka, and obviously Onana, because obviously we lost Varane to injury, and we have some new signings as well. Bayindir from Fenerbahce, and obviously Amrabat on loan. Reguilon is on loan as well, as we did that yesterday on the transfer deadline day. So let's get into it. Let's play match. Let's talk about the last week result, which was against Nottingham Forest, and we won it. It was a 3-2 victory, but first 5 minutes was completely dreadful. We won the game 3-2, but in the first 5 minutes we were 2-0 down, and that pretty much explains everything. So. Yeah, let's start off with those first 5 minutes. It started off from a corner from your Man United. They cleared it away, and then Wan-Bissaka lost a header through a Nottingham Forest player, and then Anwanyi, is his name? Went through, got the ball. Rashford couldn't keep up with him, and he went straight through. And question marks over Onana as well. He didn't make the best start, Onana. He kind of fell flat on his arse, didn't he, really? It was one of them where he just fell on the floor, and it made it easier for Anwanyi. So he scored, and then that was 1-0. And then literally a couple of minutes later, Nottingham Forest get a free kick on the right-hand side and put the ball into the I can't remember who took the free kick, but someone put the ball into the area, and it just fell to Bolly. He just, it came off his shoulder, I think, but he went on and scored, and what's his name? Couldn't do anything about it. Oh, what a finish. Onana couldn't do anything about it. He was flat-footed into the ground, and it just rolled into the net. So then that was 2-0, and I was like, oh my days, what is happening here? Here we go again. What is happening? Does this, is this season over already? Because we can't even defend, let alone score. So I was like, yeah, we're not coming back into this. But we did get a goal back. We did get a goal back in the first half. It was a goal from Eriksen. It was a shot from Bruno Fernandes, and it fell to I think Martial, and then Martial put it on. Martial passed it to Rashford, and then Rashford beat the defender easily, and then Eriksen was there at the front post to tap it in, and it was a good finish from Eriksen. It should have been 2-2 before half-time, but Casemiro missed a chance from 3 yards out. Literally all he had to do was put it in. I think anyone could have scored that. It was just one of them, and you just did not know how it was going to go. But we did get a second goal through Casemiro, and it was a training set piece. Bruno Fernandes put it back to Rashford, and then Rashford passed it to Bruno Fernandes, who nodded it down towards Casemiro. He took a touch, and then he scored. So then that was 2-2. And then later on, Antony had a chance as well. It was a good save from the goalkeeper, the Nottingham Forest goalkeeper. I think it's Matt Turner, isn't it? I think he put it. It was a good save from him, but Antony was unlucky not to score. And after that, we had a penalty shout through Rashford. He scored. He didn't score. Bruno Fernandes scored, but there was question marks over the penalty. Actually, before that, one of the Nottingham Forest defenders got red carded. It was Worrell, I think. He brought down Bruno Fernandes, and I thought that was a red. I didn't think it was a red card. I think it was a bit harsh on him. Oh, what a finish from Anthony. I thought it was a bit harsh from the, from the referee, even though it was a red card for them. But I did think it was a bit harsh because I think, they had other defenders there, but he was in a goal scoring opportunity. So yeah, it was a red card in the end, and even VAR gave it. So that was then down to 10 men, and then we got the penalty through Bruno Fernandes, and obviously he scored to make it 3-0. So 3-0, 3-2. So in the end, we did win. It was a questionable, but we had, I think once we got that first goal, I think we knew that we had to go on and win this game, and Nottingham Forest kind of played it into our hands, really. They did have a couple of chances right before full time. Onana made a good save from I think it was on one year again or Bowley again. I'm not too sure. It's from a set piece. So yeah, we was only 50. There was 1 minute added, and it's 50 minutes added on. What the hell? So yeah, it was a bit weird. It was a bit weird that last couple of minutes, but we did get the victory. And that means going into this game against Arsenal, we've won one, lost one, and we've won two, lost one. It's not so bad as it is, but I think going into this game, I am a bit worried against Arsenal because obviously Arsenal are a good team, and you never know with Arsenal. If they turn up, then if they turn up, they could be a problem for us, and obviously they beat us at the Emirates last season. I think it was 3-2. Was it 3-2 in the end, or 4-2? No, it's 3. Was it 3-1? I think. We got. I remember Rashford getting a goal, but I can't remember. I think was it 3. I think it was 3-1, 3-2, 3-1, something like that. I know Arsenal won. But yeah, it's going to be a hard game for United. Obviously, Arsenal themselves, they haven't really got going yet. Arsenal, they have won their last 2 games. They have won. They won their first 2 games in the Premier League, but it wasn't classic. It wasn't last season's Arsenal's performance. So, and obviously they drew last weekend to 10 men Fulham as well. So there is question marks on this Arsenal team, obviously, but I reckon there will be a result against Arsenal this weekend. Against United, unfortunately, because if we're so open at the back and we're so open in midfield, it could be anyone's game, to be honest. So I reckon United will give us a good performance, but I just can't see but an Arsenal win. That's the only problem. And if we do lose again, obviously it will. The top 9 of voodoo that we have. That we seem to lose against is going to be interesting, because obviously if we play like we did against Spurs against Arsenal, it's going to be like the second half against Spurs anyway. We are going to get thrashed 3 or 4-0, but I think United will put in a good performance. But obviously losing Varane is a big loss for us. He's out for 5. Is it 4 to 6 weeks or something like that? Yeah, losing him is a bad situation. Obviously, we did make some signings. We made the new goalkeeper, because obviously Dean Henderson got sold. We won't talk about the player who got loaned out to Green. I just said his name. He got loaned out to Getafe, and then obviously a couple of youngsters went. Tendon Mengi went to Luton Town. There was quite a few. Youth. Some of our under 23s team went out on loan and got sold. So yeah, that was a couple. Well, we needed the money because obviously we needed to get Amrabat in, and we did get Amrabat in finally. It didn't look like it was going to happen. I admit myself, it didn't look like it was going to happen. Obviously, we had Reguilon signed. He came up and traded on Friday. Eric Ten Hag said in his press conference that he was there training. Obviously, because we lost Luke Shaw to injury. His injury is going to be like 10 weeks apparently, and obviously we still don't know on Malacia how bad Malacia's injury is. He said apparently he could be out for the next until next year, so that's a bit unfortunate for us. So obviously we had to sign Reguilon. Obviously he played at Atletico Madrid last season. Obviously still at Spurs, but it's a good replacement, I guess. It's an emergency loan, so just like Sabitzer, let's see how he does. You never know. He might be a good signing for us, but I don't know. It is a bit of a weird one, and obviously we was looked with Cucurella from Chelsea as well, but it didn't look like that was going to happen. So anyway, going into this Arsenal game, I mean, if we can get the victory, if we can nick it, that would be great. But if we can do like we did against if we can do a Fulham and get a point from Arsenal, I would take it. So that's what I'm going to go with for my scoreline. I think it's going to be 1-1, something like that. It's going to be a tough game. I think, Højlund's going to get his first start. I mean, he might get a goal. He might completely change the team. He might get a couple of goals. But, Arsenal, they was the second best team in the season last season. So, there's a bit wary of what's going to happen. But let's see what happens. I hope we get the 3 points, but I only see a draw or we get thrashed. So I just hope we get I hope we get the 3 points, but I just how badly we've been playing recently in the league is a bit worrying, and obviously it is the final game before the international break. I did actually think it was the international break this week, but yeah, we do have. I think we have Brighton after this game, but obviously that's not till the 16th of September, I do believe. So, yeah, so score prediction, I'm going to go for 1-1. I think we'll get a draw, or if not, it could be bad. But I just hope, United just kind of get a performance out of nowhere and, get the 3 points. That would be great as well. So anyway, guys, that is going to be it for today. So please like, comment and subscribe, and don't forget to leave your score prediction below. So right, guys, I'm going. Bye.